If your takeoff workflow is a marked up PDF, a spreadsheet, and one person who remembers what all the numbers mean, Takeoff Field Tools may be a very good fit. If you want artificial intelligence to measure an entire plan set for you, or a cloud workspace for a large estimating department, it is not. We built the product, so this is not an independent review. Think of it as a candid fit check. I'm going to show the real Windows application, the complete path from drawing to estimate, what survives for the next project, the current price, and the limits you should know before you buy anything. A project starts with the source. Here I am creating a synthetic drywall job, importing an owned PDF, choosing the correct sheet, and calibrating the drawing from printed dimensions. Calibration matters because a clean-looking line is not automatically a trustworthy quantity. You can set horizontal and vertical references, keep the sheet identity with the project, and return to that context later. Takeoff does not pretend to repair a bad scan, a distorted photo, or the wrong drawing revision. The estimator still has to choose a defensible reference and confirm that the source matches the work being priced. Once the drawing is calibrated, you can measure counts, segmented lengths, areas, and volumes. This corridor partition is exactly 80 linear feet in the tutorial fixture. I can classify it, connect it to the right scope and assembly, add a note, and mark the item reviewed. The important part is not the colored line. It is the connection between the line, the quantity, the sheet, and the estimating decision. In this second view, 4 measured runs total 220 linear feet, and the estimate can lead a reviewer back to the drawing instead of leaving a number stranded in a cell. The estimate is deliberately visible. An assembly can expand into material and labor lines with its formula, output unit, waste, quantity, and unit cost still on screen. The prices shown here are synthetic test data, not market pricing. If a cost changes, you change the input and see what moved. That is less magical than a black box and much easier to review. Takeoff is meant for the estimator who wants speed without giving up the ability to explain the number. It keeps measured facts separate from choices such as waste, production, labor, markup, and job-specific cost. Review is part of the workflow, not a final green check mark. A missing assembly, missing price, or broken source connection creates a warning that has to be resolved. The estimate keeps an audit trail and review text beside the lines that need attention. When the bid is ready, you can save a named snapshot so the reviewed version does not disappear the next time a number changes. This does not certify that a bid is correct. It gives the person responsible for the bid a clearer place to find the assumptions, resolve warnings, and preserve the version that was actually reviewed. A good estimate also has to leave the estimator's desk. Takeoff can group the estimate for export and build customer-facing proposal content with the number beside its scope. Inclusions, exclusions, qualifications, and alternates remain visible instead of being reduced to one unexplained total. That matters because most estimating disagreements are not really about arithmetic. They are about what somebody thought was included. The export is a handoff, not a substitute for your contract or professional judgment, but it gives a customer, reviewer, or crew a much clearer description of what the price is intended to cover. Projects are stored locally on the Windows computer. In this test, the project is saved, the app returns to the project list, and the same drawing, measurements, estimate lines, warnings, notes, and checkpoint are present after reopening. A complete project can also be exported as a package and restored into a clean workspace. That gives you a deliberate backup and transfer path without making ordinary takeoff work depend on a browser or a hosted project account. Internet access is still required for purchase, download, activation, updates, and support. But the core takeoff, estimating, review, export, and backup workflow works offline after installation. The deeper value appears on the next estimate. A reviewed assembly can carry forward with its formula, output unit, cost context, scope note, and provenance, so the next estimator does not have to rebuild the logic from a screenshot or somebody's memory. Then you review it again. Material cost, labor, waste, access, phasing, freight, tax, and risk can all change from one job to the next. Reuse is a reviewed starting point, not autopilot. That is what we mean by every estimate should make the next one better. Preserve the knowledge that earned trust and change the assumptions where the new project is different. Here is the buying answer. Takeoff Field Tools is Windows-only software for one named user on up to 2 Windows PCs. The founding version 1 license is $79 once, with version 1 updates included and a 30-day money-back guarantee. There is no recurring seat fee. The current installer is unsigned, so Windows may show Unknown Publisher or Microsoft Defender Smart Screen. The installation guide publishes the exact checksum and the verification steps. Takeoff is not an automatic artificial intelligence takeoff service, a full PDF editor, optical character recognition software, a Mac or mobile app, a real-time multi-user cloud workspace, or an enterprise administration system. If those are essential, choose a product built around them. If you are an owner-estimator or small contractor who wants source-linked quantities, transparent estimates, local project files, and no subscription, the links below let you inspect the buyer guide, watch the shorter demo, and try 5 free practice plan sets before deciding. Construction takeoff and estimating software for Windows. $79 once, no subscription.